Linnell will talk about the harms on women.
Thank you.
The lack of maternity leave has a tremendous impact on the lives of women. It does not give them the proper rest time after childbirth, and it also instigates workplace discrimination. Women who were given 3 to 4 weeks of paid maternity leave believe that it was not enough time for them to have the proper rest.
Women have a higher rate of respiratory infections, breast symptoms, and gynecologic problems, according to an article, Does Maternal Leave Affect Maternal Health? By Sarah Wittowitz of February 2014. Also, an article by Mail Online of February 2016 stated, women feel that 6 weeks is not a long enough time to recover.
The same Mail Online, February 2016, said that women put up with unbearable pain, excessive bleeding, and the inability to lose weight after childbirth because they believed that these were normal symptoms of childbirth. However, it is not.
The time interval for women with paid leave, unpaid maternity leave, is not enough in the United States. And it's also not enough time for a proper psychological recovery either. The short paid, unpaid maternity leave also leads to depression, postpartum depression, which is a major depression that occurs within the first 4 weeks of pregnancy, according to an article, Does Maternal Leave Affect Maternal Health? Of February 2014.
The lack of maternity leave also leads to discrimination in the workplace because women who return to work too early after giving birth to a child is seen to be too preoccupied with their home lives to perform well at work. Furthermore, a study by USA Today, July 2015, says that millennial women are putting careers before motherhood, and only 27% of women are willing to give up their careers to raise their children at home in comparison to men.
According to that same article by USA Today, it also states that 16% of men feel that having a career and a child does not affect their career as bad as 35% of women. And it also states that 13% of working men feel that having a baby will not interrupt their career as compared to a whopping 37% of women.
And now to talk about the causes is Shannon and Meg.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
There are some contributing factors to the issue. First is lack of implementation.
Here in the United States, companies are not required by law to provide paid maternity leave. In fact, they're only required to provide 4 to 6 weeks of unpaid leave. Even then, most companies require maternity leave days to be accumulated. Another aspect is that certain policies from the maternity leave are not covered in the FMLA. Furthermore, many Americans fear that if maternity leave were to be mandated by the government, the funds for it would come from taxes, which further impedes politicians from ratifying policies due to the fear of losing votes and popularity.
The second one is lack of awareness. A lot of Americans, they don't realize the importance of maternity leave until they face the same problem or someone they love face the same problem.
Women in America are unaware of their rights. As pregnant women, they are entitled to the same rights as temporarily disabled employees. Now, Jessica as soon as she told her employer that she was pregnant, she was docked half her pay. Then she was forced to take maternity leave. Soon after, her employer called her and told her that they were unable to pay her during her absence. In turn, the day after, she underwent premature birth. Another woman, Aisha, was told her employer as well that she was going to take 2 to 3 days from her own vacation days to undergo an intensive treatment for her pregnancy. Soon after, she was also docked her pay. And she was told that her job performance had incredibly decreased. She worked twice as hard to prove her self-worth to the company, and due to that, she had a miscarriage. Now, these women did not know their rights. Now to talk to you about some solutions, here are Melissa and Michelle.
Thank you, Shannon. We could lobby for reforms by joining a movement, starting a petition, or reaching out to Ed Royce, which is the City of Walnut's representative and congressman. We should also reach out to your friends, families, mothers, siblings, sisters, and wives so that they can better their understanding of their rights.
Educating women on their rights is the biggest thing that we could do. Women are protected by the Workplace Fairness Act, which is the Title VII Civil Rights Act of 1964. They are also protected by the 1993 Family and Medical Leave Act, which provides protection for them. They cannot lose their job while on maternity leave. They cannot be denied of being hired because they are pregnant, and they must be given maternity leave equal to disability leave. So we must educate big companies and the women in our lives about the benefits of maternity leave. It can reduce depression, improve overall health, and it can reduce child mortality rate by 10%, which would be 400,000 children last year alone. Maternity leave is an investment in human capital, so we should invest in it for our future. So before we conclude, are there any questions?
How many signatures are there?
For Walnut, you need at least 100 signatures on a petition in order for it to be valid in the city council. But the more signatures you have, the more support you have, so more signatures means more support.
In your research, did you come up with any companies that are like good companies to work for in the meantime before
Yes.
they change the laws?
Yes, so far there's Google, you can work for Johnson & Johnson, Netflix, Twitter.
Netflix actually provides you a whole year of paid maternity leave because they want to keep those valuable employees and their creative workforce strong in the competitive market.
Not only that, but Apple also, they let the women be able to freeze their eggs so that they can later on want to, like, if they want to produce more kids, they can do it.
You said the women are protected in the Workforce Act that they can't be fired while on maternity leave?
Yes.
So if a woman is fired on maternity leave, what steps does she take to,
They
for
could
justice?
go to court and sue the company and get their jobs back, or
Because it's already on the contract that they have those rights.
Or they can go to their union, or if they don't have one, they could start one. So today, we discussed the harms of lack of maternity leave. We uncovered the roots of the problem, and we provided you with solutions to it. Now, surely by now you've come to realize that Julie is not an American. In fact, she's from the Congo, where women are guaranteed 14 weeks of paid maternity leave by the government. Now, America has truly fallen behind as a developed nation. We must advocate for new policies to make full use of the American talent. America needs maternity leave to keep an active role in the competitive international workforce. Everybody here has a mother or a father who has done everything they could for them. But now it's time to take it upon us to make a change. So let's invest in our future.
for America, for future generations.
For your friends,
For your siblings,
For your significant others.
For yourself.